with the first question. There's a lot of power here in the hands of the women, the queen in that case. Usually the king runs the show, and here we have a queen who's the one running the show. She's being replaced. There's a lot of issue around the queen. And what is the force of the queen? What is the role of the queen? A lack, a desire of the person to discover the true king who loves the Jews, he loved the people of Israel, and who is doing everything in order to save the people of Israel and bring them to their exalted role, to be later on the second temple and all that is needed. Meaning all the ladies here and in general in the Torah, as told about ladies, all of them are parts of the general Malchut, meaning what? A desire. Man's lack, a person's lack, how does he relate to the king, to the creator? So there is a reference, a good reference, and not so good and not so good reference or attitude. Also, the king is being when he's not concealed, is just called the king, and when he is concealed, it's called the Hashverosh. And also Haman. We have to understand that it is the opposite to Mordechai. That is also the qualities within man. In general, all this theater is being occurring within the person, or within the world. It's man is a little world, and accordingly we need to understand the scroll. What does it mean within the person? Within the person is all the world, all the forces, all that we can imagine that exist on the outside, exist in each and every one of us. Had it not been in us too, we wouldn't have identified as existing on the outside. So there's the force of Haman, the bad force, the force of Mordechai. So gradually go force by force and understand what forces are within. But beforehand, I'd like to ask about the ladies. You said that the queen role basically is to reveal the lack with respect to the Creator. Meaning the attitude to the Creator is not that you refer to the Creator as a force of love, or a good force of the world, the nature. So we have two faces of women here. One is a lady that is willing to go with the king, that willing to one is that not willing to appear in the king's feast, and one that later on is being crowned as a queen. So what is the difference between them in their attitude to the same force of love, the Creator? Vashti is an egoistic queen that think of herself, and Esther think through the unity, as she says to Mordechai, go and gather all the Jews together, and then when we have a general lack from them, I'll be able to come to the king, and or a common lack, I'll be able to go to the king and ask of him to save us from the hands of Haman. Meaning the egoistic force in our desire, in each and every person, is Vashti, and the force of unity that drawn towards love is Esther. And this force is concealed, hence it is called Queen Esther. The Esther is from the word nista, concealed. She's also being revealed gradually in this story. And we need to reveal that force. Why? Because it's not in us in a revealed manner. We are all egoists. We all care only for himself. And in order to reveal the concealment, we have to work hard. And specifically what assists us in it is Haman. That very same evil Haman. Had he not been planning to kill and destroy all the Jews, then he wouldn't have forced Mordechai to get up and wouldn't evoke or stimulate Queen Esther. She too would have remained there in concealment, and Esther wouldn't have been turning to the king, and the king wouldn't have saved the Jews. and then elevate them to height that truly Mordechai receive honor second to the king. When you say someone, so you're saying that he who saved the Jews eventually is the creator, the force of love. Yeah, because Esther turned to him and he's the one doing it. He is saying, hang a man, meaning cancel all the evil and bring all the evil to good. So she basically recruits the force of love in order to cancel all the evil in the world. Esther recruits the need for connection, because those Jews are incapable of gathering. They are in a cry out, in a lack. They discover that by the connection they can be saved from destruction, but they're incapable of reaching that connection. Hence, the danger of extinction approaches them. However, once they get then to that very lack, with despair beyond any measure, so take that when they are uniting out of desperation, out of fear, they're uniting out of necessity, and then that plea through Esther rises to the Creator, and that's sufficient. We need nothing more than that, as then from the Creator come to them the correction that they are capable of connecting, and then within their connection they are attaining the next degree of their development as they turn into the people of Israel. That's most definitely they're worthy of the land of Israel, to go back from exile into redemption, and that's it, and build a temple and settle in their land.